Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are keeping yourselves safe. Remember, you should keep washing your hands and you should not force your parents to take you out. These are not safe times. Well, you must be getting bored during this lockdown, sitting always at home. Well, junior ones, what should you do to have a solution for this boredom? You should study. Alright, don't worry. Studying does not just mean learning your question answers and covering your syllabus. It also means an overall development, an overall personality development. So, you should also think about developing your skills during this lockdown. And I am here to help you doing that. So in this video, I have brought few basic sentences which can be spoken in our everyday language. Remember, these are some sentences which you use every day in your conversation with your teachers, with your friends and with your parents. But when you start translating them in English, it is very difficult to do that. Despite the fact that you have studied a lot of grammar, nouns, pronouns and verbs and you can frame sentences using that grammar, but these are some sentences that you must know directly in English. Therefore, I have brought this video in which I will teach you few very simple sentences. After learning these sentences, you will be able to use them in your everyday language and they will really help you understanding the English language better. So, hello, alright junior ones, let's start with it. Alright, first example. If your room is very dirty and your mother is angry with you, how will you calm her down? You will say, I will clean my room. What will you say? I will clean my room. You can also say, I will tidy my room. Tidy also means clean. So you can either say, I will clean my room or I will tidy my room. And after listening to this, your mother won't be angry with you. Okay, so if ever your mother is angry because your room is dirty, you will say, I will clean my room or I will tidy my room. Next, if you want to take your dog outside for a walk and you have to ask your mother for the permission, how will you take your mother's permission? You will say, may I walk the dog? How will you say it? You will say, may I walk the dog? Alright, so if you have to ask your mother for the permission to take your dog outside, you will ask her, may I walk the dog? You can replace dog with cat or any other pet. So what will you say? May I take the dog out for a walk? Or you can also say, may I walk the dog? May I walk the dog? Next, if you come from outside and your clothes are wet because it is raining outside, so how will you ask your mother to dry your clothes? You will say, mother, please put my clothes to dry. How will you say it? You will say it like, mother, please put my clothes to dry. So if you want your mother to dry your clothes because they are wet, you will say, please put my clothes to dry. Next, if you want to have an orange, you can't have it with peel. You will obviously have to take out its peel. So how will you take it out? You will say, let me peel off the orange. So when you're peeling the orange, you can say, let me peel off the orange. Alright, so the sentence goes like this. Let me peel off the orange, because only after peeling you can have it. Alright, next. Early morning, what do? You spread the bed sheet on your bed. What do? You spread the bed sheet on your bed. So how can you say the sentence? You say it, I spread my bed sheet every day. How do you say it? You say it like, I spread my bed sheet every day. Now spreading the bed sheet also means making the bed. So you can also say it like, I make my bed every day. How can you say it? You say it like, I make my bed every day. Alright? Then, in the class or in the assembly, whenever you're standing, you should stand straight. You should not lean against the wall. You should not take support of the wall. Do not take support of the wall while standing. You should stand straight and firm. So, how do you say it? You say, stand straight, don't lean against the wall. How do you say it? Stand straight, don't lean against the wall. And that is how you can order others to stand straight. Alright? Stand straight, don't lean against the wall. Next. If your teacher is speaking very softly in the class, if her voice is not audible, how will you tell her to speak loudly? You can say, ma'am, please speak aloud. How will you say it? You will say it like, ma'am, please speak aloud. Or if there is a child in the class who is speaking very loudly and it is disturbing you, how will you say it? You will say it like, hey, please speak softly. How will you say it? You will say it like, hey, please speak softly. So speaking softly is like speaking softly, and speaking aloud is like speaking aloud. Alright? Speaking softly, speaking aloud. So that's how you ask others to either speak softly or speak aloud. Next, if your mother has cooked the food, you also should help her, isn't it? You should help your mother. How can you help her? You can help her by serving the food. So remember, every day when your mother is cooking the food, you should help her out by saying, may I serve the food? Or let me serve the food. Alright, so how can you say it? You can say it like, may I serve the food? Or let me serve the food. And that's how your mother would be happy with you. Your mother would be delighted if she sees that you are helping her out in serving the food. So what will you say once again? You will say, let me serve the food, or may I serve the food. Next, if you are late to the school every day and your principal scolds you and you start making a lot of excuses, what are the kind of excuses that you make? You say like, there was a lot of traffic, or I got up late, or something like that. All these are your excuses. And your principal says, don't make excuses. Right? What would she say? Don't make excuses. How will you defend yourself? You will say, no ma'am, I am not making excuses. Right? You will say, no ma'am, I am not making excuses. So next time, if your teacher or your principal ma'am says, don't make excuses, how will you defend yourself? You will say, no ma'am, I am not making excuses. Next, if you see that your friend's hairs are messy and he has to go out, how will you tell him to not make his hairs messy? You will tell him to comb his hairs, or you will tell your female friend to comb her hairs. So if you find your friend's hairs to be messy, you will say, comb your hair. What will you say? You will say, comb your hair. Next, in the winters, do you like going out? Why? Because there is sun outside, right? In the winter afternoon, when there is sun outside, all of us like going outside. And what do we do outside? We take a sun bath. Right? What do we take? We take a sun bath. So, taking sun bath means basking in the sun. So, if you want to say, I want to take a sun bath, you can also say it as, I want to bask in the sun. Right? Or you can say, I like basking in the sun. So, bask in the sun means taking sun bath or experiencing sun outside the house. So, what will you say? I like basking in the sun. Alright, next. What is the procedure to have food? Sorry. What is the procedure to have food? First of all, you knead the flour. You prepare the flour first of all, right? You prepare the flour. You knead it. Then you roll the chapatis. What do you do next? You roll the chapatis and then you bake them. Then you bake them, right? So, what are the 3 steps? Remember, kneading the flour, then rolling the chapatis, and then baking the chapatis. Right? So these were the 3 steps. Always remember them next time when your mother is baking the chapatis, and when she is making food for you, do tell her that um, that this is called kneading the flour. After that you roll the chapati, and after that you bake it. All right. Last but not the least one. If you want to wash your hands, what will you say? You will say turn on the tap. If you want to wash your hands, you turn on the tap. And when you are done washing them, when your hands are clean, then you turn off the tap. So you turn on the tap and you turn off the tap. Alright, did you understand all of them? Well, these were very simple sentences that we should use in our daily language, and it will help you to increase your English language skills. We'll meet next time. Until then, keep revising them and keep using them in your everyday language. I hope that when we meet next time in the school, you all start using them with me also. And this was brought to you not for covering the syllabus, but just for your personality development. So this is a part of your personality development course which GAV Public School is providing you. I hope that you will like it, and if you like it, do provide the reviews also. Thank you. Stay safe, stay tuned.